Expanded column subtraction with 3-digit numbers. So, for example, 726 subtract 358. So expand the numbers into their hundreds, tens and ones and put them underneath each other, like so. Then if you begin with the ones, 6 subtract 8 you can't do. So, but you could move one lot of 10 across from the tens. So the 6 would become 16, and this 20, because 10 of it's been moved across, it leaves only 10 behind. So 16 subtract 8 you can now do, leaving you with 8. Moving on to the tens. 10 subtract 50 you can't do, but you could move 100 across from the hundreds column, leaving you with 600 here, and you add that 100 to your 10 and you've got 110. Now you can do 110 subtract 50, which will leave you with 60. And finally, moving to the hundreds column, 600 subtract 300 leaves you with 300, and then you can simply add up the total at the bottom, giving you 368 as your answer. Compact column subtraction with 3-digit numbers. For example, 726 subtract 358. The numbers are placed in columns underneath each other, and you begin the calculation by starting with the ones. 6 subtract 8 cannot do, but we could move 10 across from the tens column, making the 6 not 6 but 16, and leaving one lot of 10 behind. So now back to the ones. 16 subtract 8 you can do, leaving you with 8. Now looking at the tens column, you've got 1 10 subtract 5 tens. Can't be done, but we could move one lot of 100 across from the hundreds column, leaving you with only 600 there. But you now have the 100 in the tens column, which leaves you with 11 tens. So you now have 11 tens subtract 5 tens is 6 tens. And moving on to the hundreds column, 600 subtract 300 is 300. And your answer is 368. Using counting up to solve a subtraction problem involving finding change from either 10, 20 or 50 pounds, or even 100. In this instance, buying a computer game for £34.75 using a £50 note. So you would put the cost of the item, £34.75, at one end of the number line and £50 at the other. This is where you're trying to get to. So from £34.75 you would jump to the nearest multiple of 10, in this case it's £34.80, which is a jump of 5p. From £34.80 you would want to jump to the nearest pound, which is from £34.80 would be £35, which is a jump of 20p. From £35 you could either jump straight to the 50 or break it down even further and add £5 to get to £40 and add £10 finally to get to £50. So the difference between the cost of the computer game and the amount you give in are these steps which you've calculated along the way. Add these up and you get £15.25 as the difference, and so £15.25 is the change that you would get from a £50 note.